So they took a year off last year and they're back this year. They'll be in the Celebrity Theater. I'm really interested to see what the UK Ukulele Orchestra is, which is going to be interesting. Barbecue Bluegrass is back. That's the 14th through the 22nd of May. Rhonda Vincent's the main headliner, but we've got probably another 20 or 25 other groups that'll play during that week. Great American Summer has 2 headlining summer shows. Brad Ross Magic, if you've been to Silver Dollar City a couple of years ago, Brad Ross was there. Pirandi's have been in Dollywood in and out over the last probably 10 years. Unbelievably great, fun family dog show. They'll both be in the Celebrity Theater. Gospel and Harvest, October 1st to the 29th. For riders, best time to come to the park. Everybody else is stuck in the Bermuda Triangle of theaters we have listening to gospel. So if you want to ride and you want to walk on pretty much everything we have, October's your month. Smoky Mountain Christmas, November 5th through January 1st. Our telling of A Christmas Carol retired at the end of the year, and we're bringing in It's a Wonderful Life. Christmas in the Smokies is moving to Celebrity Theater. How many folks started going to Smoky Mountain Christmas, say, back in the early part of the 2000s? Okay. Anybody in the 90s come for Christmas? Okay. For those of you that remember when Christmas in the Smokies was in Celebrity Theater and had an orchestra, and it was a very, very broad, large production. Expect that and more next year for that show. So it's really being amped up. We have a new director of entertainment. Her name is Paige Bales. Those of you that also have remember Christmas in the Smokies, she was the mom in Christmas in the Smokies, sang the heirloom song for a long time. She was a performer here for probably 15 years before she became an entertainment manager and now has been promoted to director of entertainment. It's a Wonderful Life is a great show, and it's going to be in Show Street Palace Theater. So, quick update on National Roller Coaster Museum, and then I'll take questions. I'm keeping an eye on my time, I promise. So, lots of stuff been going on. We have been expanding the building at Plainview. It's now probably close to 3 times the size it was when we opened originally. We also have storage that is there that is now all climate controlled. That's where all of our photos, blueprints, all of that is. This is one of the timelines we have for the history of the roller coaster. We continue to update these with new panels. It's kind of an interesting dance with IAPA because NAFA had the timeline up last year. I think we're up this year to go put ours up. So it's kind of a political game. But this one itself actually came out of Circus Circus. So when Circus Circus opened their ride in the Dome last year, we had a timeline that was in the casino for almost a year to promote history of the roller coaster and to promote the Roller Coaster Museum. Current board members, I'm the only one that's on the board that's here today, but some familiar faces, I think, and your president, Jerry Willard, is on the bottom and is a board member, and a couple of other lifelong acers there, including one of your founders, Richard Munch.
Any updates on that?
On the board, or
the whole of it?
I'm going there now. So where we are right now is we continue to amass more and more artifacts. We have a couple of opportunities. There's one that continues to come up in Pennsylvania, and as we gear up to fulfill the request, it has kind of petered out the last 2 years. So we're still hopeful that we may be able to get one in, let's say, western Pennsylvania. And that we also have an opportunity that just came up after IAPA that we may put a mobile exhibit, or at least part of the exhibits, in Orlando at a manufacturer there's some facility that's available there. This in part is part of the new building that we've added. You can see the building that we built is, I won't say infinitely expandable, but it is until we run out of property on one side, and then we'll have to build out the other side to be able to do it. But you can see some of the acquisitions. This is a swooper model. You can see a tilt-a-whirl model behind it. These are part of the Sellner collection. We have the entire collection from Sellner, inventor of the tilt-a-whirl. This is kind of the swooper is kind of a combination of a Ferris wheel and a whip. So it's a pretty cool ride. One of the key pieces that when I joined the board, this is one of the first major acquisitions that we were able to bring to Plainview. We have the entire train from train number 2 from Big Bad Wolf. We also have the entire brake run. So this is one section and one car hanging. We have the original control panel. We have all of the signage. We've got manuals, costumes, all of those things. But it's a great display piece for us. You might recognize him. We've also, in the last year or so, been able to forge a pretty good relationship with Disney. So we were able to pick up some Matterhorn vehicles and track to be able to add those to the collection. You can also see the sign behind it from California Adventure. It's really been a good ongoing discussion with them. The next vehicle that we're really trying to get is an original Peter Pan vehicle to be able to add to the collection. And we're also, they have a very, very extensive archive and professional archivists. So we're trying to see what we can share with them. You might recognize this ride. We are working currently with Universal, and provided Marvel signs off on it, we already on a truck have a lead coach and a trailing coach from the original trains from Hulk, as well as a section of track, some signage, and some other things that are part of that ride. Really good addition to the park from Universal, and an opportunity for us to start to build that relationship. Working with Universal is really, really complicated, especially at IOA, because of all of their intellectual property partners. And so it's been interesting and complicated. Tom Sheehan, you saw, that's a board member, is probably one of the most powerful people in our industry. He's the attorney that represents Disney and Universal and many other people, especially when there are incidences at their park, and also represents the manufacturers. He's the one negotiating it for us. A couple of examples of just some other displays. Over the last probably 15 months or so, we've been working really, really hard down there to build some display setups that you have seen. This is obviously a Millennium Flyer lead coach. We have multiple cowls. We're trying to get a Roar cowl, and one from we have a Ozark Wildcat cowl, and another nose cone that doesn't have Dollywood on it, and then that's a Thunderhead. We continue to do that. They've also got multiple sections of track. That's an original Texas Giant car, the PTC car that's over there. I think you'll recognize that. And you see the displays that are being set up. Larson International, makers of those beautiful loops that you love so much at Six Flags, they're doing these for us for free. They basically are doing the displays for us. A couple of other pieces from Cedar Point. I think you recognize both of those. Demon Drop. And and then just some signage and some other things that are out and around. So you can just see we have multiple things. I mean, even even just kind of demo things. So, okay, I've got 6 minutes for questions. As I pop through the last bits, you can see some of the things here. Like we like to have a whole package of things so that when we set up a display, we can show multiple elements of how it actually operated. Thank you very much.
On the POV video you showed, was that Ace I saw on the outside of the building?
Yes.
Yes. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yep.
About how tall is lightning rod's wave turn?
On the bottom of the valley, which you have to see, you're in a separate valley. I would say from the bottom of the valley to the top of that turn is probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 160 to 180 feet. Because it's not quite as tall as the lift, but it's pretty close. Yes?
Not coaster related, but are they going to bring back caramel corn at the kettle corn place?
I don't know. Bitsy, you want to text Joe or something and ask him and see? Go ahead.
I kind of have two questions.
Go ahead.
The first one is, has Dollywood ever entertained the thought of a drop tower? Not the small one that's in the country fair, but like a full-size.
Inman 400-footer.
Short answer to that is yes. Have not. As a matter of fact, I was talking about it yesterday.
Nice.
But I don't know. I honestly don't know. When or what we would do. We were talking to a manufacturer about some other things, and they happen to make drop towers. We have a beautiful place to put one. And so I think that would just pretty much bolt on. But with the queue and a control building. But it's but I mean at that point I don't know when that might happen. So. Second question, go ahead.
Second question, at first it seems like it was a trademark for Shot Rod. Whatever happened to that?
Well, you guys found out it was called Shot Rod.
So that's why it's called Lightning
So we
Rod.
changed the name.
We found out about that too.
Thanks for the opportunity. Tornado, that ride. It's probably my favorite aero looper.
Well, thank you for saying that. We agree. I mean, I think there are a couple things going for Tornado. Anybody know, design-wise, what makes Tornado unique?
Uses B&M supports? No?
No, that's not what I was
They
thinking.
used a computer instead of coat hangers.
You're correct. It's the only aero coaster designed on an AutoCAD computer. Everything else was done on paper and wiring. Now I have, or I should say, the museum has, the wire model. So the coat hanger model, the museum has, the pin and wire hanger. And for those of you that also don't know, that ride was intended originally to be twice as long as it is.
Really? Wow.
So there were supposed to be 3 more inversions on that ride. And it was, well, I mean, I'll be real frank. We had a budget.
Yeah.
We reached the budget, and we made a right turn instead of a left turn. So there you go. Go ahead.
On the subject of a drop ride, have you ever ridden that, what, Dr. Doom, or something like that?
The double shot?
Yeah, where you go in the doors and load in it and that? You load in it, it's got a station around it.
Right,
You can't
right.
see all the people and stuff, you know what I mean? Like coming out of a hole and dropping back in.
Right.
I mean, did they ever